My kids have just left the house. I've got 3 hours tops to make as many breakfast items and extra things that I can. So I am aiming to make 30 breakfast portions, some jam and 10 snack bars to see us through the final week before the half-term holidays. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is make a yeasted bagel dough. This is actually the first time I've attempted it, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I've mixed up a basic dough and we're going to let it proof for at least an hour. I wanted to give this a go, as bagels are an ultra-processed food item that we buy quite a lot, and I really would like to try and cut those out of our diet. However, the last time I made bagels, they were a little bit doughy, so I thought I'll try them with yeast and see how this works out. Next up, I'm going to make some granola. Granola is such an easy thing to have in the morning. We use it to top the kids' yogurts, and it's just such an easy breakfast when we're running short of time. So I'm going to use the Thermomix to make up some granola. You don't need a Thermomix to do this, but I'm just being lazy today and making the most of the appliances that I have available to me. I really like making granola for the kids because it's a good way to pack in extra nutrients at breakfast. And in this one, I grind up quite a few different types of nuts. So today we're going to do Brazil nuts. I've got some almonds left over. I've got some pecans and a few sunflower seeds by the looks of it. And then cashews and finally some walnuts. And they are getting to the age now where they can handle whole nuts, but I like this recipe because they're all ground up and they don't know they're in there. I'm making the most of what I've got left in the cupboards for this recipe. So it's all been mixed up and it's a very versatile recipe. You can kind of add in what you want. You could even add some spices. And this will now go in the oven at a relatively low temperature to bake. So now I'm going to make the next two things ready for the oven. A sheet pancake and an omelette tray bake that will be used with my breakfast bagels. So our kids absolutely love a sheet pancake. Again, it's such an easy breakfast that we can just quickly pop in the air fryer to reheat in the morning. It's always a crowd pleaser. I don't know about you, but on a busy school morning, I don't have time to make pancakes from scratch, and this recipe saves me every time. I am baking this sheet pancake a lot flatter than the last one that I made because I wanted a slightly different consistency to last time, and these will be faster to reheat. So I've made a basic batter and I'm topping it with some frozen blueberries, and for a bit of a treat, I've put some chocolate chips in too. I absolutely love using frozen fruit, and to make the most of this bag of frozen blueberries, I'm going to turn the rest of it into a chia jam. So if you've watched any of my recipes before, you'll know that I really like making jam out of frozen berries. So today I'm going to try it with blueberries and chia seeds. The pancake's now in the oven, and I've microwaved up the rest of those blueberries and mixed them with some chia seeds, given it a good mash, and that will go in the fridge to chill. The granola's out, the pancakes are cooking, so my last thing for the oven in this stage is the omelette bake. Now, I've seen quite a few people online sharing these really tasty looking breakfast bagels they make for their freezer. So I thought, why not give my own version a go? I'm making an egg layer that will have peppers and spinach and a little bit of seasoning in. And then my plan is to slice that up and top it with cheese so I can reheat those bagels in the air fryer in the morning. So I've just realised that in our renovation unpacking, we are yet to unpack our whisk. So I'm going to make the next recipe in the Thermomix again, as I actually don't have a whisk. And I've just turned the hob on. As you become more familiar with my channel, you'll see that quite a lot of the recipes I make are experiments. And so I will be honest with how the results turn out. And I do like to showcase the systems that I use to fill my freezer and save myself time in the week. So back to the bagels. This is my first time doing it, so I'm going to give it a go at forming them and see how that turns out.
The dough is so springy that it keeps closing up on itself. So I'm hoping that these still look like bagels when they come out of the oven. Fingers crossed.
These are going to rest for a little bit longer, so I'm now going to make my last experiment recipe. So I'm going to do one more recipe, and this is inspired by something I recently made with my little girl, which was like a Snickers-inspired banana, peanut butter and cacao bark, and it tasted amazing. So I'm going to have a go at seeing if I can make like a flapjack breakfast bar version of it. Now this is a total experiment, so we'll see how it works out, but I quite like trying things, so I'm going to give it a go. Now these were meant to be like breakfast oaty bars, but actually they are pretty chocolatey, and to me they feel like a bit of a mid-morning snack. So it depends how much of a sweet tooth you've got, but essentially I have got some overripe bananas. I'm mashing them up with some oats, some chia seeds, an egg and a little bit of maple syrup and some butter, and that's going to bake in the oven and form the oaty layer to this snack bar. Whilst that cooks, I'm going to brush some oil and put some sesame seeds onto the bagel before they bake. But what I love here is hindsight is just such a hilarious thing. And this step, if I'm honest, was completely in vain. As you'll see when I slice the bagels later, all of those sesame seeds fall off. So I need to work out how to get them to stick a little bit better next time. So now is the final stage for the oaty bake. So what I've done is I've melted up some peanut butter and I'm going to pour that over the top. And that's going to set whilst I make a refined sugar-free chocolate topping. Essentially, it's just some cacao powder, a little bit more peanut butter, some maple syrup and some water that I gently heated up in the microwave and just stirred until smooth. This was actually inspired by some baking I did with one of my little girls, where we made a peanut butter and banana bark that was absolutely delicious. So I've poured that chocolate layer on top, and this will go in the fridge to chill, ready to be sliced up and enjoyed later. The bagels are now out of the oven and they've been left to cool a bit before I slice them up and assemble them. Now again, in hindsight, I actually think next time I do this, I probably would undercook the bagels a little bit, because when you come to reheat them in the air fryer, they do crisp up a little bit. So something to be aware of. But I'm pretty pleased for a first attempt. The texture inside is just what I was hoping for. So when I assemble it, I'm putting an egg slice in each and then a slice of cheese, and I'm just going to wrap them up individually to keep them at their best in the freezer. I also sliced up my sheet pancake, which I'm going to freeze flat as well, ready to be snapped off and cooked in the air fryer for breakfast in the morning. So there we go. I've reached the end of my time. I've got to go and get my kids. And now I have 30 breakfast portions in the freezer. I've got 10 delicious snack bars and some jam to keep us going for the busy week in the run-up to the next half-term holiday. Honestly speaking, I do think I need to practice a little bit more on the bagels, as the shaping and the texture were okay, but I'm sure I can improve. So if anyone has done this before and has any tips, I am all ears. But I'm pretty pleased with how it went for a first attempt. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, as I share lots of recipes and ideas like this. And if you check out the link below, you can access the ingredient list and all the recipes used in this video for free.